what makes champions, and they showed why they are the defending champions of the LST.
Well, we'll get set as we enter pick and bans for game 2. Win going to be on the blue side, as Mega will shift over toward red side to start things off here. The Irelia being banned out. We saw that by Win earlier in game 1. I'm interested to see whether or not they try and put Kagame on a better matchup, because I felt like that really hindered Win. They had to pretty much solely rely on Shadow, and it felt like there just wasn't another carry on the map.
I agree. I had a few questions about Win's composition when it came to that. I think Arhedge going for the Aatrox was good in the early game. Like, he had some skirmish potential. He was able to assist Shadow going to the backlines by being that second big threat. But I would much prefer if Arhedge went towards something like a control mage. You know, play the Corki, play the Victor, so that you have something that can go up against the control that G4 is bringing. And at the same time, I don't think Kagame brought much to the table. I think that he was shut down very well by Duel with that Sivir. And I'm going to pick on his build a little bit. I know you can go towards the Luden's Echo and it's decent damage coming out from Ezreal, but I felt like they needed a bit more consistent damage, and he needed some more sustain when he went up against the likes, you know, Rocky, Lloyd. Taking them down first was a huge priority so that people like Shadow could get into the backlines. Would have liked a little bit of Win's composition to change. The same way I would have just liked Mega take something different into the Vladimir top. Yes, Camille was doing fine. It was, you know, crucial in picking apart the composition, but I didn't really use it for their pick threat. I used it more to try and keep Shadow occupied, keep the backline occupied. I think they could have gone with something else.
Well, as far as bans went, pretty much identical to what we saw in game 1, so nothing changing up there. For Win, though, we wanted to see possibly a better AD carry setup for Kagame. It's going to be Sivir locked in, so going to be taking that one away from Mega. But Mega do respond here. They get the Sylas right away, and they also pick up the Xayah.
Yeah. Sylas being picked up right away, that would be going into the jungle for Lloyd, and then Sivir being picked up for Kagame is nice. If Kagame got shut down by the champion, take it away. Ooh.
We're getting a Zoe here coming out from Win. So you want a control mage, whatever, just burst mage.
Is Zoe even meta?
I don't know. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Zoe for like.
Has she played in any of the other regions?
And hello?
2-star pick in TFT.
Yeah, slightly OP early game. But yeah, a Shen also coming out here for Win. A bit of a change up, and I feel like Mega are like, okay, we'll take the Alistair. Bob loves it.
What? All right, this is an interesting composition coming out from Win. I'm gonna reserve my comments for Shen till we see where he goes. Is he a support pick? You know, is he River Shen?
River Shen.
Top lane. But Mega not opting to go for the duo bot lane. They're giving Pop Alistar once again. Worked out for him. He got caught out once or twice, but he was playing the champion perfectly fine in that match.
So after a rather close game here for Win, they throw everything out the window and bring out some rather unusual picks. Reminder, we are on 9.14, as you guys can see at the top of your screen.
TSM Jet patch.
Yeah, you know, the good old buff Corki for Worlds patch.
Yeah, the good old mess up League of Legends and then quit the balance team. Go back to casting.
Oh boy. Jax and Azir banned away here by Win, as Mega will get rid of some jungle picks that Libero could go for, like the Olaf and like the Lee Sin. And for Mega, that leaves open like the Gragas for them to take once again. He already got a rather beefy front line with him and the Alistar, which likely means the Sylas is not going to be going into the jungle, rather back into a lane.
Curious to see where that goes. There could still be a chance to see a solo lane Gragas. I mean,
possibly.
The GPL, or now the LST, was the region that invented tank Gragas, so I'd be surprised if it comes back.
They're going to lock in the Camille.
River Shen it is.
River Shen it is, possibly. What? Well, okay. Reminder, we still have one more pick to see what's actually going to happen.
River Shen.
You're hoping for River Shen?
It's not going to happen. It's just going to be support Shen with Sivir in the bot lane.
Okay.
Support Shen's not bad. You get around the map nice and easy. It was used in the LPL a lot a couple of splits ago. It's very effective because it's fine in lane. Shen in lane is fine. You got the dodge field. You got a great taunt, and he has some good burst damage as well. So you can catch
early
people
game, lots of base damage is there.
Yeah, you can catch people by surprise, and I mean the 3-tack proc is really good too. And it also means that your top side of the map is a lot stronger than you think, because after level 6, you could randomly have a big shield going up towards the top side of the map, and a Shen following through. So you could turn around a fight by bringing an extra support at any given notice, especially if you got Game with teleport, means you can bring all 5 players across the map.
And in response here, we're going to actually have Rocky lock in the Renekton.
That's big.
Into the Camille. And you mentioned, it feels like your top lane could actually be stronger. If Rocky has over 50 Fury, he just gets rid of that shield immediately.
Gets rid of the Shen shield, and it's also big into the Camille matchup because Camille's passive, she's going to be getting a physical damage shield against Renekton, which he can now take off of her if he has 50 Fury at the start of those fights.
That's actually a really good...
It's intricate. It's not going to happen all the time. I don't think it's a major buff to Renekton. It can take away the Shen shield, but I don't know if we're going to see it too much of it.
Well, you guys have seen the draft. A bit of a change up here from Win. We'll see what happens as we load onto the Rift for Game 2.
And I want to talk about that quickly because we were talking to the Tycasters yesterday, and they were going, "Oh, it's 9.14 Blitzcrank, Renekton, come back." And I'm like, no, I feel that Renekton's good in the current meta, yes, but I feel that these shell bursting mechanics that's come out from Blitzcrank's ultimate, 50 Fury on Renekton's W now, they're nice. They're nice quality life. If Shen randomly decides to come up towards top side of the map and he's right next to you, 50 Fury, his bloody shield away. But realistically, look at it this way. Camille gets her shield when she auto-attacks you. So if she auto-attacks you and you have 50 Fury, you can take it away. So it has to be that interaction, which not going to be all the time. Rocky's realistically going to want to get the W auto-attack reset. And at the same time, if Shen's teleporting towards top side of the map, Rocky's W is probably going to be on cooldown by that point in time. So I think it's a nice quality of life change. I think a lot of people are overhyping that it's game-breaking. I don't think so. I think it gives Renekton more tools, and he can be more creative, because Renekton is a linear champion. Jump in, stun, spin around in circles, be a big croc, win the game. So I think this gives him more opportunity to be creative with his kit, but I don't think it's necessarily a game-breaking change.
Personally, I'm just waiting for the Blitzcrank into the Kench. That's the only thing I want to see.
That will happen.
That will just be hilarious. And you see there, Rocky.
I don't know about that, Rocky.
Taking a decent amount of damage. He's waiting for that level 2.
That's not how you play against Camille early.
Level 2, there it is. Shadow has it as well, so.
50 Fury means you can't really jump on top of him. Renekton's normally take E second.
Oh.
But he can go. Oh, he just leveled up W. So I was watching his abilities there, because normally you take E second for safety on Renekton, but you can take W if you want to go for an aggressive early trade. He took W, but he didn't put a point into it until after he got jumped on by Shadow. So realistically, he had W there, he would have been able to burst the shield to get a good trade in return, but now he's going to be forced back to base very early on. Still a good decision from Rocky. You're not far behind. Go back to base, pick up your refillable pot, teleport back in. I mean, you sacrifice your teleport, but at least you don't die.
So Shadow, with that early aggression, able to find it. Maybe Rocky having a bit of a iffy start, you could say here. G4 in the mid lane, where he's going to be on the Silas this time around. And we talked about control rate. Rocky's still going down to half health.
Yeah, Shadow's, for lack of a better word, styling on him at the moment.
Yeah.
Rocky's just stuck right now. He's still got his double pots, but what he should do is just wait for Shadow to put this wave, push this wave in. Oh my goodness, Shadow, put it on a clinic.
Just, getting a little bit of damage here and there, and still at about a quarter to about half mana, so can look to continue to apply some extra pressure there. Not going to likely get the Demolish proc, but there is Sejuani nearby. Rocky does get level 3, though, so he's got safety, and it'd be a rather risky one if they go for this.
So Libero wants to try and jump in.
Okay, there it is. Knockup is going to be the stun as well. Rocky underneath tower, and a beautiful, we saw it in game 1, beautiful juggle of the tower aggro. Able to net them a kill.
If you watch the LPL, those turret dives are so common.
Oh.
Very, very common. And the duo coming in from the LDL perfectly execute that turret dive right there. Rocky had a few opportunities where he could have tried and fought back. He had his flash available, decided not to use it. He didn't get the stun underneath the turret, and he didn't get his heal off of the Q there. Very well done by Win, locking him down punishing him for teleporting back into lane so early.
I'm digging it. I'm a fan of LPL styles, so if we're getting more of this in LST from Win, I'll happily take it. So that's going to net them first blood.
And you can do that with Sejuani because of her passive. Rocky really needs to jump up to Sejuani and be like, I'm hitting you right now so that you can't get your passive up for an extended amount of time. But Shep into a corner, there was a lot of minions for him to deal with, didn't act accordingly and got taken down. And the other thing he could have done is the very simple passive maneuver, which is you had a ward there, you spotted out Sejuani coming, just walk back to your buddy in a turret, sacrifice your CS, and don't give away that kill. You can still come back from that, but giving a kill over to Camille this early, now she is 2 long swords ahead of him with a rejuvenation bead as well.
We take a look down toward this bot lane. We were interested to see what would happen here of this Shen, but back toward top we go, and Rocky figures something's up here, gets the stun, has the dash available, and the flash is going to be able to get away, but Shadow able to connect from afar with the flash slingshot. That's going to be the second kill of the game in top lane.
Shadow's basically taken Camille and said, hey, Rocky, I saw you play this champion last time round. I'm going to give you a masterclass instead. You know how you scroll through Instagram, you see masterclass acting, masterclass this, masterclass that. This is masterclass Camille going on. Because Rocky wasn't able to shut down his vitamin, but they put on a clinic.
On top of that, too, Drowsy's going to connect, and Lloyd, he flashes just over the wall. Hedge, ooh, close, but not close enough. So Lloyd, and a little lucky there. Luckily, he's got 2 dashes in theory with flash.
Yeah, close, but just like Graves, no cigar.
CG4 already jumping in there. Has level 6. I don't know how useful level 6 stealing a Zoe ult is for Silas there.
Woohoo! Portal jump!
Surprise!
Oh, goodness.
I don't even think he can auto-attack during it, so it's a bit of a weird one.
No, he'll probably steal away Sejuani's ultimate if he ever sees her. But that's what you meant to do if Camille picked top lane. Put the top laner in a bin. Get your jungler up there nice and early, which is something Mega weren't doing with the pick, and put him in the bin. I mean, for what we know, this could have been a scouting attempt from Mega, realizing that Shadow plays a lot of Camille, and they just took it away from that last game, and Rocky's just not too comfortable with it. But Renekton's a very comfortable champion for Rocky. So the fact that he's being put down so early on is not a good sign.
Back down toward this bot lane. Of course, we have the Shen that came out through our draft. That was a bit of a question mark, and so far,
Bit of a missing
Sivir
thing.
can't do a bunch of Sivir things all the time here yet. It's still farming up, but it has fallen a bit behind, about 2 waves to the Xayah.
Yeah, Duel's still doing the exact same thing he did in the last match, which has put a lot of pressure on Kagami. You can see he ushered 3 ranged minions closer towards his side of the map. 3 ranged minions is enough. It is enough to create a freeze for yourself. You see, I actually really wanted to go back to base there, but he could not.
Also picks up the... Libra? That might be some of that miscommunication. That's a possibility.
No, I mean, Aj speaks Mandarin, so I don't think that's miscom. That's
He's staying in lane.
Ooh,
oh no! G4 finds his mark, and even with the ignite, it won't be enough here as... All right, Wayne, those are mistakes you can't be making.
Yeah, Libero misses his ultimate, and G4 says, hang on, I can do that too, but I can actually hit it this time. And actually picks back a kill in the mid lane, taking out Arhedge. Arhedge being bullied out of this matchup a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately has not been able to land the Sleepy Bubbles onto the Zoe.
What to just pull him back the sword just to see if pops inside that brush.
Behold! Oh, Rocky still, he's getting low down here.
Shadow's got his ultimate. He's got to be careful. Rocky does has his own.
Lloyd is nearby, though, and that's going to be the engage coming out. Rocky wants to force it. Shadow realizing something's gone awry. Wants to try and get back over to safety, but doesn't even use the slingshot there and is going to get taken down.
That's what we expect out of Lloyd as well as Rocky. These two have played together for some time. Rocky playing that one well, living on the edge a little bit, and just bringing Lloyd back up there. That single shutdown is going to help out Rocky tremendously, and it might even force the teleport coming out from Shadow. Try and get back into this lane to pick up this farm, and he does do just that. So Rocky's teleport's going to come back up off of cooldown, and now Mega have an opportunity over the next 5 minutes to use this Crocodile on a different point in the map. Silas is winning the mid lane. Bottom lane is going in favor of Duel. If they can bring down Rocky, who's not too far behind now, they have a chance to swing this bottom side of the map heavily in favor of Mega.
You can even see here, Rocky's taking his time at the base, maybe just waiting for a little bit extra gold as he'll actually use his teleport instead. to give it back to the lane. Doesn't want to fall too far behind on CS. Is down 22.
Thank you for ruining my analysis, Rocky. I hate you.
You know.
You stupid crocodile.
He's like, I'm sorry, Fish. I had to do it. Oh, Shadow. Be careful with that. Get a little too far forward. He does have his refillable ticket, and we do see the Sejuani, but Ward was there as there's even a bunch of question mark pings coming out. Says, what are you doing up here?
Yeah, Rocky doesn't have his ultimate. He needs to back away. You just sacrifice your turret plating, run away. And now what Mega need to do is pivot bottom lane. They need to send so many players bot, and that's what they're doing. But this is what I mean. If Rocky had his teleport right now, they could have realistically gone for a dive. There's a perfectly placed flanking ward. Just sacrifice your top lane, get in there, and look for a big brawl for bot lane.
Well, to be able to push into the tower, that was 2 turret plates picked up here onto the Zion. Man, Duel just seems to be dominating this matchup, to be honest, when it comes to the bot lane. Almost over 40 CS at 10 minutes. It's been a rough one. It's happened both games now, so I don't know if it's necessarily always the picks. I feel like there's a bit of a skill difference there.
Oh, let's be real for a second. Duel is a veteran coming from LMS, from the LCK play. Oh, Rocky, he's going in for this one.
Ah, here comes the flank though. Teleport is going to be coming in over to the side here, and oh, there it is. That was G4 stealing the Shen ultimate.
Jumping in there as well. I mean, what the Jess got his ultimate cancelled and the shield popped by Renekton as well. Mega find a pick for themselves, but they lose Rift Herald. Let's be real for a second. A veteran of Duel coming in from the LCK, coming from LMS, played there before. And Kagame, who's really only had experience in the C-Tour, played for Kuala Lumpur Hunters. He's a good player. I'm not going to take that away from him. But Duel is just played in a larger competition, has more experience in that meta, and could just be Kagame struggling in these matchups. I mean, you don't really see Shen in the meta. Xayah and Alice are both meta champions. And Ezreal in the last match wasn't going to do well into that matchup anyway. Kagame's really been struggling. Experience not on his side. Matchup definitely not on his side either. He's going to have to try and pull something together. I mean, in the fights, he's been looking fine. Duel's been looking fine in the fights too. There's nothing really separating them there. It's just the laning phase heavily going in favor of Mega spot lane.
Once again, Win looking to back off, but that will be first brick gold going on to Shadow. So once again, able to accelerate a bit of a lead for himself individually when it comes to the lane phase, similar to what we saw on the Vladimir with some assistance coming in from the jungle. Now to see what he can do elsewhere on the map here with the Camille, or if he's just going to continue to apply the split push pressure to try and free up more of the map. I'm not exactly sold on this Zoe pick at the moment.
Okay.
It's been having a bit of a rough time there into G4. I think it's been G4 actually playing very well into it, though.
Yeah, I don't think this Zoe pick's really for mid lane, like just to win the matchup. I think that what Win have drafted here is a very nice pick composition. You've got the movement speed coming in from Sivir to help out. And you've got Shen, who can pretty much join any sort of pick and engage. So you've got the bottom lane sorted. Then you look at the top side about Camille, Zoe, premier pick champions. Sejuani, fantastic crowd control, can follow up on these picks as well. Decent bursts in the early and mid game too. So I think they're trying to use Arhedge for his pick potential on this Zoe. Whereas Mega have some pick potential here too. I mean, Gragas is always going to be able to help out with some pick. But their team fights are going to be beautiful. Renekton, Sylas, Gragas, Xayah of Alistar. That is a team fighting composition.
Well, 2 turret plates going to be taken down here by Win. Pop goes in on for an engage. Ooh. That's going to be the knockback. Stunned against the wall, but not able to fully commit to it. And now the taunt's going to land. Gets cleansed immediately by the ultimate. Impossible turnaround now going to come out from the side of Mega. Lloyd joins in along with G4, but they're not able to get anything else on it. Just trying to prevent the tower from going down.
There's just some teleports where both teams are missing ping right now. Like, hang on. Why'd you teleport here to begin with, and why'd you follow up with one after? But Win are looking to try and see if they can get another opportunity.
Shadow's looking for it. He's pretty low at this point. He's got to be careful. If he tries to jump in there with the ultimate, he'll just get bursted. Meanwhile, though, Rocky's like, all right, I'll take some turret plates for myself before they go down and get a little bit of tower damage himself.
Da-da-da. You know, it's just like the Rocky movies. He gets into his first few fights, gets knocked on his ass, and now he's coming back. He's fighting harder. He's preparing for the next big one. Da-da-da.
We had to go with that song because the other one's copyrighted, right?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I have a Tiger's
I don't really
copyrighted.
care.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you sing it so well, Fish, it will get claimed. Because you have such an amazing voice.
I mean, cool. Fight me. I'm okay.
Oh, boy.
I'll take them on.
You'll take him on?
Yeah.
You'll take on the copyright police?
Oh, yeah. Fight him. One-on-one. Mid lane.
What is it? Is it Lee Sin 1v1?
I don't care. Could be boxing for all I care. Chess match. Come on.
TFT 1v1. First tower for Omega is going to fall here as they're able to finally claim it from this bot lane, and it's a 60 CS advantage at 14-15 minutes. Hoi. 2,000 gold lead for Mega as well, so they're doing pretty good. You can see that difference. A lot of it's come from the top lane where Rocky was put down nice and early, but Mega found sustainable, I'm going to use, opportunities to come back at this one, picking on that bot lane piece by piece, finding a couple of picks here and there. Rocky's also just holding the minion wave off his turret. Rocky, just come on over, Lloyd, too. He
no
says,
Krugs.
My Krugs. Get out of my jungle, Shadow. He'll take that one away. Looking for a cheesy bush play, actually, here on the side of Win.
Yeah, if Rocky is going to play this one smart, he's just going to sit back. That turret is like a billiards piece. It's been set up to be knocked into the pocket later on. He doesn't need to push for it. Wait for the right opportunity to do so. Just play safe. Sit back and farm. He's only a Tiamat behind in terms of completed items. So as the mid game goes around, when you have 2-3 items, that half item's not going to matter too much for Rocky, so he just needs to sit pretty, relax, farm up. Camille falls off anyway. Renekton does get fairly strong in the mid to late game.
Speaking of those items, we got Essence Reavers online for both of our AD carries.
It's an AP Gragas as well, by the way.
Yeah, looking for a bit of extra damage, especially running the Predator as well. Yeah, you can tell he's AP if he's taking that kind of much damage.
He's looking for a bit of extra damage. He's taking it too.
Also, our first dragon yet to be taken by either squads as Pop gets tagged. So decent, again, getting some decent poke here on the side of our Edge. Fortunately for him, G4's been really good saving his dash right for that bubble animation coming out.
Stole the Camille ultimate in a way. That's an interesting one. So a bit more pick potential, but no damage threats coming in. Some crowd control as well, knocking everyone out of the ultimatum.
Rocky should be able to push in for that tower in response for this dragon.
And that's what
mentioned.
That's what we meant. And the turret's been set up. You can knock it down at a later stage. You don't need to rush it. So now he's going to go in and get a little bit of extra damage, potentially enough to take it down.
There it is. The second one of the game for Mega as they find themselves a 3,000 gold lead as G4 continues to hold mid.
And remember, Mega have that team fighting composition. You look at the side of Win, you've got some damage coming out from Shadow in team fights. Most of it's going to be relied on from Kagame and some from Arhedge, who would much rather be in skirmishes and picks. But Mega, whoo, lots of damage threats. In fact, everyone except for Pop is a big damage threat in this fight, especially with Gragas going full ability power Predator as well.
Yeah, he's going in for the
big
explosive cast, just to send people flying. There if even one member like that, you know, Siver's caught out or the Zoe gets a little too far forward. Hell, if that Camille jumps in on one of your carries.
Jumping on into the mid lane, though.
Well, he's looking for it, but
Pop uses ultimate.
A little scared there. Actually taking his time here as he's just going to go ahead and back. See the bubble coming out, not going to connect. That's forced Pop to have to cancel his back. And Hedge got to be careful. Does have that Proto Belt active from a pickup as just a little bit of blade collar damage comes through the team. Lots of wards here through the river on the side of Win, but nothing really advancing into Mega's jungle. Just setting up that line of vision on the river.
They're playing ARAM right now. I don't like when pro teams play ARAM.
Well, you never know. If you're able to get catches like that, there you go. Boomerang does connect. Lethal Temple is there. Very nice spell shield actually coming out from
That's what they were waiting for. Duel gets caught out there. They don't have enough damage to kill him instantly, but if he lands the pullback on the feathers, then you got a problem with a big fat man that's about to drop a cask on your face. Woo!
Down in bot lane, though. Shadow resorting back into the split push. He's going to go ahead and pick up another tower here for Win. Get some more solo gold. Sitting on that Trinity Force and Tiamat completed. As he heads on back and also going to pick up the Fist here. So he starts to build toward the Titanic.
Nothing really to fight over just yet. Mid lane out of turret, still standing. Duel's just going to sit here and try and defend that. Has to be quick on the ultimate if he does see the Sejuani ult come over that wall. Posturing towards it.
Positioning for it. Pop is nearby. So if they try and jump directly on top of him, might have some trouble there. Infinity Edge, though, completed here on the Xayah, too. So this is a really opportune fight. There it is. Doesn't pop the ultimate in time, and boom! Finds the target with the Zoe, and there you go. The dive comes on in, and it's going to be 2 members of Mega taken out, and the mid lane tower fallen. And Shadow, he's got to be careful.
Very well played coming out for Win. Libero throwing the ultimate, trying his luck, and he gets it. Duel needs to be careful. It's the same as when we used to see the Ashe Sivir meta. If Ashe is being picked and you don't have Sivir, you need to have some sort of QSS or cleanse to get away from these stuns. Same thing happens with Xayah. You have an ability that gets you away from these spells. You need to be ready to use it in the mid game because you're the only target. Everyone is going to be around the map looking to try and take farm here and there, but there's no other objectives beside this mid lane outer turret to take down. If you die, that falls. Wasn't quick to the trigger. Gets taken down, they lose their mid lane outer.
And you saw a perfect scenario there when we were talking about the composition earlier on in the game as far as the pick comp goes when it is with Win.
Correct.
Get 1 or 2 members out there, you're able to burst down one of the carries and maybe another person nearby. Yep. If it isn't a 5v5, they should be able to take it.
Get a kill, take an objective. In this case, they got 2 kills and an objective. Very well played by Win, and that is their win condition. Whereas Mega really want to look for these team fights. Front to back, get Renekton and Silas to disrupt the back line, and just allow Duel to kite back away from Camille as well as the Sejuani. And this is Xayah. She is perfectly capable to do just that, especially with the help from someone like Pop, who can disrupt it, Lloyd, who can disrupt fights too.
Lloyd is also, a little bloodthirsty.
He's a big Gragas, that man.
Big Gragas.
Oh,
big
you
dreams,
want to pop.
Big caskets, and big amount of damage.
Pop.
Well, he's not going to pop that much onto Libero.
Pop.
Oh, Shadow. Shadow with a flank, gets a double knockback there. Very nicely done. Uses the ultimate to get away, and the stun is also going to land there, and there it is. Lloyd gets taken on down. Pop going down extremely low. Blade Caller not going to be used because Hedge just strikes him down with the Paddle Star. G4 now joining in onto the fight. Has himself an Ignite. G4 able to sidestep, but the dive is coming on in. Camille ult from himself. It's an ace for Win with minions in mid lane. This should be an inhibitor.
And there you go, the pick composition.
What?
That is exactly how you play that. Pick out 1 to 2 members, kill them before anyone else in Mega can respond. And quite frankly, that was so poor coming out from Mega. They should know how to play around this. Don't have people running around in the jungle while the Win pick composition is grouped up together and ready to fight. They take down 2 turrets and they're looking for Baron.
Inhibitors exposed in mid lane. They don't opt to finish it off. Instead, like you mentioned, Purple Worm is on the Rift, and that is going to spike up their gold lead now to 4,500 in their favor. And like that, Win feel like they have the game a little bit more in their control. Similar to game 1. Not as far as Head, though.
My goodness. Win 9-3 in kills. A big 4,000 gold lead already being picked up, and they are the ones with Sivir in their composition this time round. Mega don't have that insurance policy of Sivir anymore, so how are they going to find their way back into this one? They've got, Xayah is farming up quite nicely, but Mega just haven't been able to find these team fights for themselves. They keep getting picked off one by one, and I think it's a little bit too accelerated for Rocky to get into a position where he can effectively say, you know what, I am comfortable enough to get into these fights. He's got 2 items, and that's it.
And for me, too, this time around, Win has more than just Shadow being the main damage threat. You have yourself this Zoe mid lane. If she's able to get 1 bubble onto one of your carries, Paddle Star, boom, pop, they're gone, or at least forced to back off. You also have a Sivir now that doesn't necessarily have to be in the front line of the tank. Just allow those ricochets with the crit chance that you're building already to help do that damage to the carries in the back line outside of the Mega. It feels a lot more well-rounded instead of relying on a Vladimir to carry you.
I also think that G4 needs to stop stealing Shadow's ultimate. It's a Camille ultimate. Take away Sejuani's ultimate, or Shen's ultimate if you want. That scales an AP too.
Pop. Should be there. Oh, Lloyd.
Lloyd, no, let this turret die. They've got Baron buff and they're ahead. You don't fight these ones. But I think G4 should be stealing away Sejuani's ultimate or, you know, Shen's ultimate. Those are the two I can see him trying to take away. But he's currently taking Camille's ultimate all the time. And they're going to go and fight Camille, who's flashed away.
You know, trying to possibly try and disrupt the fight entirely for win there, but Siege is there and Lloyd has to back off. The bubble's going to land. That's going to be another inhibitor tower.
This is very well played coming out from Win. They split apart the Mega composition. And they've just made it so that Win can continue to split push so effectively. Camille burns a flash, but Win pick up another inhibitor turret off the back of that.
And it looks good. You now have 2 exposed inhibs here on Mega's base. You get 1 or 2 picks. You should be able to burst open one of those, depending on where your minions are, maybe force a fight. Shadow is a little bit caught out here. What can they get elsewhere on the map? Here comes the Shen, though, joining in, and over toward the side, the Sejuani ultimate goes awry, but boom, they take down the Gragas. He may be all AP. Unfortunately, he can't soak up a Paddle Star. Flash Taunt gonna land, and Rocky is gonna be sent back, turned into a purse at this point. 11-3, 2 members down on Mega, exposed inhibitors, and a minion wave in top lane.
He's already got Sterix Gage. There is no realistic way for them to burst out Shadow so quickly. They can't fight him in the split push anymore. They need to group up for these fights, like team fights. The skirmishes always go Win's way.
Uses ultimate. G4 tries to jump on in there. Uses the Camille ultimate once again. Duel has to find the feathers to be set up in the correct location, but instead Win back off. G4 though finds the target onto the Sivir, gets taunted up, and Win maybe a little too far forward. Lloyd jumps into the back there, able to survive for a split second longer. It does get taken down. 2 inhibitors fall in Mega's base, and we're back in this scenario, Fish. 2 inhibitors down for Mega. And looking at possibly losing one of their first games that we've seen in the Sea Tour here in 2019.
Yeah, 5,500 gold behind Win. Win to be able to break the base successfully. This time round, though, they've gotten all the inhibitor turrets. So that final inhibitor is exposed as well. Mega are playing their composition fully. They fell behind very early on to the strategies of pick that Win have executed, and then time and time again, Mega keep getting caught out by it. Not grouping up for these team fights, not allowing Renekton to get back into this match, and just getting picked apart limb for limb. Lloyd also going towards the ability power route means that he's not going to be able to contribute as a tank in these fights, and they don't need the burst damage. They need people to be able to sustain through the lack of damage that Win are bringing to these fights. So we saw Irish just popping 100 to nothing with one combo.
Yeah, just one combo.
It's like, woo!
If the Zoe does land,
the Zoe,
that's all you need. Hedge goes back up to top lane, going to go ahead and clear out those minions. You can see a look again toward the builds. You can even see the Sivir right now picking up 2 Brawler's Gloves just for the extra bit of crit during possibly these later game fights. Leviro trying to go for the ultimate catch here onto G4 to pair it up with the bubble. Look at Mega, though, trying to set up possibly a trap here in their jungle. Shadow, though, is down toward the bot lane. Doesn't have teleport, though.
He doesn't need it, though. There's nothing else for Mega to try and contest here. Baron is coming up in a minute. All he has to do is walk that one in, and then he can group up with his team.
For Mega?
Mega need more than one person to deal with Shadow. Rocky's level 13. Shadow's level 16.
And he did this again last game, too. Shadow's, for a debut here against Rocky, one of those veterans when it comes to the LST. He's looking good. Here comes the rest of the team, though. Jumping on in. Mega pop very low. Rocky in the middle of the fight. Slingshot is armed. He's going to get knocked up. Blade Caller brings back a little bit of damage. G4 over toward the side. Not able to jump right back on. They got themselves the Sivir, though. G4 is going to get drowsy one again, but the Xayah is carrying from the side, and unfortunately Win once again. They just can't find their fight. Hedge wants to try and go for the fight once again. But guess what? Your Nexus, it's being sieged now by 2 waves of supers. And you got Shadow, who's just running rapid in the jungle, just trying to steal what he can before he bases.
Mega need to defend their base right now. Clear out as many super minutes as they can and start moving over towards Baron, because that's 15 seconds on Kagame, who has teleport. And Shadow does enough damage to try and take this one down.
It's going to be started up here by Win. You also have the Zoe nearby. No coverage available on the side of Mega. They got no wards, so they have to assume this is happening at this point, and they take away the Baron on the respawn timers. So Win will have 5 members once again with Baron buff.
With a broken base against Mega too. They can start marching Super Minions in and do exactly that. But look at how good things look for Mega when they have their full team committing to a 5-on-5. If that lasted a little bit longer, they would have killed everybody on the side of Win. But the fact they got away, because they got so much of an advantage through the early and mid game, because they broke apart Mega's base, because Super Minions are streaming into the base, even when it looks like a fight's going poorly, they disengage, say, you know what, we'll just take the objective over there, you know, this Baron thing. And you can't do anything about it because you're so far behind when it comes to structures left standing. But team fights is where Mega should have been concentrating this entire match. Really well played by Win, executing their pick composition start to finish, and they've brought it to 30 minutes so well.
Baron buff is here for Win. They only got 40 seconds, though, for the top lane inhibitor until it respawns, so there won't be another super minion wave being pushed in. But we'll see here for Win. Looking to take home the victory over Mega. 6,000 gold ahead, 2 Cloud Drakes in their pocket. And for Mega here, they were able to fight back in Game 1, but we've seen it now twice where the top side of the map has been exposed. Rocky has been, you know, targeted up in these matchups. And Silver Ultimate is going to be used on the Haunt right there. You have the Feather Storm being used. Double taunt, though, from the Shen. And now the back line is going to get separated over toward the side. And Mega are melting at the back end of this fight. Here comes the Sivir with the crits. Rocky, though, back on the engage, able to shred, but he cannot dice away the rest of the team of Win. Drowsy connects onto the Gragas. The flash forward, that'll be enough. Win, they might have done it. We might be going all the way to a Game 3 to start things off here, as Mega, undefeated during spring, might face their first loss here in summer in their very first match, as it goes in favor of Win.
Very sloppy final fight coming out from Win and Mega there, but Win, they're able to press through with their pick composition, and they take down Mega, the first time they've lost during the LST season.
That's... Ooh. We mentioned this team looked exciting on paper from Win now. And now especially Shadow. You've had 2 back-to-back performances where you've, you know, gone toe-to-toe and even somewhat dominated Rocky when it came to the 2v2 with Lloyd. That's very scary for Mega. Rocky's the guy who you can always rely on this team.
But what scares me the most is the fact that Mega are not playing to their win conditions. And that scares me a lot because they've done that so well in the past. I mean, their team finding composition, that's all they really needed to do, but they kept falling to the pick that Win throughout time and time again. Great plays coming out from Win. There were so many really good instances of using that pick opposition, like the first Bloods they got into Renekton, like the few catch-outs they got in the mid lane onto Xayah. But then things like Mega wandering through jungle that's being controlled by the side of Win. It's just, those are very rookie mistakes for a team like Mega to be making. And the few team fights they had, even that last one, should have gone well, but they were caught in such a precarious situation without their front line there. And towards the end, members of Win were still very low. They could have had that fight.
Yeah, because you're just relying on that Xayah to get maybe 1 or 2 piercing autos with that Blade Caller to rip them back. But again, that Camille ult near the end there really just messes with Mega, especially when they're put together like that, because then the rest of the team separates all apart. So we'll take a look here toward one of our mid-game fights where things looked pretty well here for Win.
I'm trying to remember what this was.
Why
are you going this way?
This was the double knockout from Shadow. This is great from Shadow.
I mean, it's a really good rotation coming out from Shadow, but my question to Mega is, why are you rotating through the jungle?
Oh, look at the bubble, though.
Oh, this is
perfect.
Hits him right before he goes into his ultimate too.
So he's just stuck in the air. Oh, that's unfortunate there.
That was the game winner. That was where they got 2 turrets as well as Baron and an Ace. But in those situations, you're just going, what are you doing, Mega? You know that that's not how you play against this. You know that there's a chance Shadow is rotating over because he's gone missing from bottom lane, and those mistakes are going to cost you. But hats off to Win. That's 2 really good games for them so far, and they deserve that victory. They played that pick composition incredibly well.
And to, again, reiterate, this is our first time we're seeing Mega drop a game this year in C-Tour.
That's right.
That's insane to come out from a team that, you know, we didn't see before in spring win. Now come in, you put this roster together with some imports, and I think deservedly Shadow.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I think Shadow deserves it. He just styled on Rocky in the top lane, worked so well with his jungler in order to take those kills top side of the map, and was very crucial in the split push. I mean, time and time again, they were trying to throw members over to kill Shadow, but as soon as he got that Sterex gauge, there was no realistic way that Mega had enough damage to kill Shadow top side of the map.
Yeah, and now twice, though, that Rocky has been, you know,
Ooh.
he's been exposed a little bit.
Ooh.
And like you
He
put him
has.
You put him
He's
on
been put on the
Renekton.
spot.
Like, you put it on Renekton, too, like something he likes to play. And it's like, okay, you're picking carry into carry, but I think it's also a bit, too, the 2v2 when it comes to the jungle and top. I feel like here on the side, you know, Verino has been a little bit more involved than we've seen Lloyd.
To me, it feels like Mega are relying on their old strategy of, we're just going to get to mid-game and team fight. We're better than people with team fighting. Whereas Winner coming into this and saying, this is our early game plan, and we're going to disrupt Mega's way of playing this game. And I think Mega are not ready for that. I think Mega have twice now been set back by the fact that they're not ready for the early game plans that Win have thrown at them, especially in Game 2.
Oh, yeah.
So Mega really need to rethink how they're going to go through this, how they're going to draft in order to try and take it to win in the early game, because they can't just simply rely on we're getting to mid-game. Because Game 1, they didn't get to mid-game. Win were winning through that one. It was really the late game where they came back, and definitely not in Game 2.
Yeah, and you know, talking about 2, we'll see more of it as we get set for Game 3, and we'll see whether or not our MSI champions go winless in Week 1.
Champions?
Not champions. Qualifiers.